Hello, it's day 4 of our study of Daniel in take 5, and we're going to be looking at Daniel chapter 11 this time. Now, if you get a chance to read this, it is just a whole list of prophetic telling of history of what's going to happen. One kingdom will rise and another will fall. Battles and conflicts and power struggles. It is in many ways the original Game of Thrones. I've not really watched that series, but from what I understand, it's continual fights for struggle and power. And here we have it depicted in Scripture. And it actually is depicted in advance of when it happens. So you can actually look at historical moments and see whether they match up to these predictions. And scholars have matched up certain kings and certain kingdoms and certain battles. Xerxes is named as one of the 4 kings that came, and he is the 4th in the row. It's mentioned that Xerxes attacked Greece, and we know that's true because he attacked him in 480 BC. That's recorded elsewhere in history. And here it is depicted in Scripture before it came to pass. Babylonian, we know that kingdom was defeated, as predicted by Daniel here, by the Medo-Persian Empire. They were defeated later on by Greece. Again, the great Alexander the Great. He came across the whole land and conquered everything in his path. But when he died, which wasn't that long after he conquered everything, the kingdom was divided in 4, as mentioned in these scriptures. This is amazing, echoing of what's going on. These are predictions and prophecies that we can have great reliance on everything else that Daniel said, because his prophecies came true. Now, it also starts talking about end times. So if we can have faith in what he says about historical events, surely we should have faith in what he talks about in terms of the end times. What will happen then? An appearance of an antichrist. How that will happen might be hard to interpret, but he's mentioning it, that it will happen. He mentions the times of trials and things that we'll go through, persecutions. And if nothing else, we can learn from this that when our societies are shaken, the power structures that we know and familiar with, they are upset and changes occur. I mean, we live in an ever-changing world at the moment. Politics and world kingdoms and empires are fighting each other or debating with each other. And it's difficult to know where to stand, who to believe in, who's telling the truth. Well, when that comes to you, when that comes to me, the one thing we do have is that we have a solid rock on which to build our lives on, Jesus. We can be assured that this foundation of faith that we have will actually help us cope with whatever circumstances we find ourselves in. It will actually, through persevering through persecution, it will build our strength. It will strengthen our relationship with God. And that is something to cling on to. So no matter what circumstances you're in today, then remember to cling on to Jesus, to include him in what you're doing, and have faith that whatever the outcomes, he is going to be there with us. Thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow.